Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Efiko podcast. We are happy to have you back for today's episode. Today, we have a message from Mr. S, who is a manager in a bank in Nigeria. He writes to us saying, "How does a first-time manager who was previously a member of the team manage the team when some of the team tend to disrespect or refuse to do what you want them to do because they still see you as being a team member and not the team leader?" Well, it's a situation I have been in before and I learned many lessons from. So I am happy to share my thoughts and experiences on this with you and the rest of our listeners. For our new listeners, the Efiko podcast is a community of professionals, business owners, and generally people looking to learn and improve in their work, business, and life. My name is Omagbishe Baro, and I am your online Efiko. Efiko is a Nigerian slang from the 1990s that means a nerd, someone who solves your problems. So let's take a word from our sponsors before we come back to solve your problem, Mr. S, for today.
$83%,
83%? Is that your score on your promotion exam?
No, but if I can save 83% of the cost of newspapers, I imagine I will get a promotion.
How? By not buying newspapers for the office anymore?
No, by switching to the full digital version from the e-paper vendor. It costs up to 83% less and gives you even greater value.
So I can switch my entire organization to the e-paper vendor?
It's simple. Call the e-paper vendor on 0703 7699479 or visit www.bebetterbooks.biz to enjoy the huge cost savings on your favorite Nigerian newspapers.
It's unbelievable, but true. I am switching to the e-paper vendor.
Yes, you can get the full digital version of your favorite Nigerian newspapers from the e-paper vendor by calling +234 809 536 8967 or visiting www.epapervendor.com. You should sign up for a free 1-week trial when you do visit or call that number. Many large organizations and professionals have made the switch, and so should you. In 2003, my boss, who was a very successful leader and may even be listening to this episode right now, left our company and left me to fill the very big shoes that he had left behind. I was a team member and suddenly I became the team leader. And I thought I was doing the right thing by, coming up with a great plan for the team, presenting my slides to them, and demanding their support and cooperation. In fact, I remember myself saying, "There is a new sheriff in town, and it's either you shape up or you ship out." It seemed to me like the right thing to do for a young, inexperienced leader, to take charge and to stamp my authority as a leader. I learned in the few weeks that follows that it really wasn't my way or the highway, and I struggled to gain their commitment and achieve results. Well, I was lucky. Not too long after, I got a lifeline when I got a chance to attend a leadership seminar facilitated by the American author and trainer John C. Maxwell. As I sat and listened, albeit reluctantly at first, to his talk on how to become a person of influence, the scales came off and I could see the error of my previous approach. So I'm going to share with you, Mr. S, the synopsis of what I learned that day. And firstly, it is that leadership is not power, control, or authority, but that real leadership is influence. I also learned that leadership is a process. It doesn't happen in one day when you become the head of department, but it evolves daily as you influence yourself and you attempt to influence the people around you. I also learned about how to grow in my influence using the model of the 5 levels of leadership. And as I practiced these things, I saw a phenomenal change in my personal growth and my ability to influence others. The 5 levels of leadership teach us that effective leaders grow their influence through 5 levels. The first level is the positional level, where you influence others through your rights. This is the level where I was until I saw the light. Your goal is never to influence people because of your position. Rather, your goal should be to get off the high horse of your new position as quickly as possible and try to get on to the next level of leadership, which is called permission. You see, at this permission level, you influence your colleagues, your former teammates, through relationships. So rather than preparing a strategy document and giving them marching orders, you should create influence by engaging them. Call a meeting where you recognize out loud that you were only one of them yesterday. Tell them, that I know I was only one of you yesterday. Tell them that you are not perfect and that you need their support. Work with them to co-create the strategy by getting their input rather than handing down your world-class presentation to them. Be vulnerable, be human, and they will respond. But please, don't be a nice guy forever. You need to ascend to the next level of leadership, the production level, where you will influence them through results. You see, the tangible results that you will create as their new leader will give you the credibility to lead and help cement the relationships that you have kept and sustained. To achieve this, you need to develop yourself. You need to learn quickly. And you need to start achieving results that will show that you are undisputedly fit to be their leader. But don't stop at just producing results. If not, you will soon become a taskmaster who is only focused on achieving results so that you can look good in front of your team members and in front of your bosses. You must now ascend to the next level of people development, where you are focused on reproducing yourself and the results that you have achieved in other people by being a teaching, coaching, and mentoring leader. You must dedicate time to grooming your people and showing them that you are preparing them to take over your job and grow in their own careers. I had said that there were 5 levels of leadership, and so far we have explored 4 of them. Let's take another message from our sponsors, and when we come back, we would explore the final level and some of the principles for applying this amazing framework that changed my life, and I have no doubt will change yours.
$83%,
83%? Is that your score on your promotion exam?
No, but if I can save 83% of the cost of newspapers, I imagine I will get a promotion.
How? By not buying newspapers for the office anymore?
No, by switching to the full digital version from the e-paper vendor. It costs up to 83% less and gives you even greater value.
So I can switch my entire organization to the e-paper vendor?
It's simple. Call the e-paper vendor on 0703 7699479 or visit www.bebetterbooks.biz to enjoy the huge cost savings on your favorite Nigerian newspapers.
It's unbelievable, but true. I am switching to the e-paper vendor.
Remember to get your 1 week free trial of the e-paper vendor by calling +234 809 536 8967 or by visiting www.epapervendor.com. The last level of leadership is the pinnacle of leadership. And that is the level where you influence people because they respect you. And now, that's exactly what you were hoping to have achieved by now, Mr. S, based on your message. You talked about respect. But you only get respect when you have gone through the other levels. Remember, it's a process. So it is when you have gotten off the high horse of your new position to build relationships, to drive results, and to develop others that you will gain their respect. In my practical experience applying this framework, I have found a few things that I call the principles or the rules for the framework. The first principle is that even if you have started your leadership journey on the wrong footing, like I did 19 years ago, you can always walk your way back and apply this principle with your team and improve your leadership, improve your influence, and get better results. The second rule is that you will be at different levels with different people. So it is absolutely important that you analyze and evaluate where you are with each person in your team and then come up with a differentiated approach to building your influence with them. Finally, do not try to skip levels with each person. Rather, take your time to cement and consolidate at the previous lower levels before ascending to the next level. Remember, leadership is a process. Mr. S, I am very confident that this approach will work for you. You see, I have coached over 100 leaders in the last 10 years using this model, and the results have been life-changing. And for you, I am particularly encouraged by the fact that you have the good sense to seek advice and support in this area. It shows that you are on the right path already. I also hope that the rest of you, our listeners, have also found this useful and can start taking steps to improve your leadership. You know, this model works not only for first-time leaders like Mr. S, but for every leader who cares to listen and to learn and who is desirous of achieving better results with their teams. The day John Maxwell spoke, he was addressing all the political leaders in Nigeria, including the president, Senate president, and the Chief Justice at that time. Looking back, it seems like they didn't learn much, and that the whole purpose of John Maxwell coming to Nigeria was to make me, Omagbise Barrow, a better leader. But that's a long story, and one for another day. If you would like to ask questions regarding your personal, professional, or organizational development and have them discussed in a professional manner for the benefit of a larger audience on this program, please send us an email to questions@onlineefiko.com. questions@onlineefiko.com. Or send us a WhatsApp message on +234 818 195 6161. I find that we are getting much more traffic via WhatsApp since it is more convenient for us busy folks who are always on the go. If you have enjoyed listening to this episode and would like to keep listening and learning with us, please visit www.onlineefiko.com and click on the podcast and subscribe to the podcast. You can also go back and listen to some of our old episodes and the rich content that is available. Until next time, my name is Omagbise Barrow, and I am your online